So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. You're welcome back. Come in. Take the front row. Let us talk, let us chat. You guys know that whenever we cover a major story or a documentary like this, I always like to do another video, an annex video, where I state my own opinions or maybe give some pieces of advice that I have gotten maybe from my experience or from the experience of others that I have learned from, and my view of life. We just sit and I'll just tell you my view of life and of things and of that incident. So this is one of those videos. So it's a chill video, just relax. In fact, my leg will be right on top of my my bed, but don't skip this video for anything. Like, watch till the end. There are so many gems that you're gonna get from this video, whether you're a man or a woman. So this video is sequel to the TUFACE and Annie Idibia splits, and I would like us to draw some lessons from that story. Okay, at the end of this video, in one of the points, I'm going to address this part of TUFACE maybe being the victim, but let us proceed. The first thing I want to say about this particular incident is, when you are going into a relationship or a marriage, you see that very thing at the beginning that you were uncomfortable about, that was a red flag or a concern for you. You see, that particular thing will be that thing that would eventually cause the breakup in years or decades to come. There is a very high chance that it will be that same thing that you saw, that you felt somehow about, that would eventually be that thing that would scatter it at the end of the day. On this Annie story, so many people have been like, oh, she saw the signs, she saw the red flag, she knew the man was a womanizer, and she willingly went into the marriage with him, so she cannot cry wolf now, or she cannot cry foul. It was her fault. She could have. Yes, I know that we say these things that, oh yes, when you see the red flag, you should run. But in all honesty, as a human being, it is much easier to say than actually to do. And it is very easy for us as people on the outside to judge a pain that we haven't lived through or we haven't experienced. In as much as we encourage people who see things that they cannot put up with to walk out, the truth is that matters of the heart are not entirely black and white. It is not entirely, oh, you meet a guy, you fall in love with him, you see red flag, you walk out. You see red flag, you leave. It's not always as black and white as that. It is not as easy as it is said. There are several reasons why a woman or a man would see what they are not okay with and still stay. Sometimes you could stay with the genuine belief that person would turn a new leaf, that person would change. Sometimes there's this feeling also that bed at hand is better than five in the bush, right? That you might not be able to find someone that would love you, know you, accept you, vibe with you as this person. Sometimes also it could be that this person has so many other good parts that you feel like, oh, is it because of this one flaw that I would now lose out on these other many things? Like TUFACE, for example. For those that, I don't know, if you meet TUFACE, that man, or is it boy or man, that man is impossible not to like. Have you ever, this industry wahala, have you ever heard anybody come out to say TUFACE did this or TUFACE did that? That guy is humility personified. His gentility and patience personified. He's the kind of person that doesn't have ego. Like, you can be insulting him, he'll be laughing. He's that down to earth. So when you meet such a good-natured person that cares for you, is providing for you, is doing everything for you, he loves, he's gentle, he's everything that you want, you might find yourself trying to downplay on the effect of that red flag without knowing that the effect of that flaw might knock out all those other good things raised to power 200 in the long run. But sometimes as human beings, you want to count those other good parts and say, oh, he has 10 good things and just one flaw. Why can't? Nobody is perfect. You try to rationalize the flaw. It's human to do that. Sometimes also we find people that, okay, it's difficult for them to pull out. Even when they try to pull out, these people that they're in a relationship with will come and beg them and apologize and show all genuine and sincere repentance. And you as a human being, you would, give a second chance, thinking from the depth of your heart that this person will not do it again. There is the fear of the unknown. There's the persuasion from family and friends telling you, but there's nothing outside though. All men are like this, all women are just stay, just manage. There are other complications, other things tying you to the person. You have children with this person, maybe you have joint investments and joint assets. There's the shame, the stigma, the fear of starting all over again. There's so many reasons why somebody would see something and believe that, oh, they can manage, they can cope, they can put up with. Human beings, when the fire is not burning you immediately, you think there is something that you can deal with. It's just like these are brothers that go to Libya, that cross to Europe from Libya. People that have gone there, when they're telling them, it's a very dangerous route, do not go, they'll feel like, waiting day there, we suffer, never suffer. Don't worry, when we go there, we go rough. When you are away from that trauma, from that trial, you think that it's something that you can overcome, you can weather, until you find yourself inside it. And I'm like, oh my God, this one choco, you get. So in as much as, yes, we encourage people, but it's not always as easy as it is oftentimes portrayed to be. But whether you want to stay or you want to leave is entirely up to you. You guys know me. I would never tell any woman who has a cheating partner to leave the partner. No, because deal breakers differ, right? If it is something you can cope with, if it is a flaw that I'm not even talking about infidelity alone. Whatever that red flag is, whatever that thing is that gets you uncomfortable, whether you stay or leave is entirely up to you. But I just want to remind you in this video that there is a very high chance that that thing you worried about at the beginning will be that same thing that would end it at the end, because adults seldomly change, right? I've always told you guys that whatever was good before the marriage gets better after the marriage most times, and whatever was bad before the marriage gets worse. So would you rather take the disappointment now and walk away from it, or would you rather chest it in 15-20 years time, after 15-20 years or 10 years of trauma, emotional strain, children involved, time wasted? When would you rather take it? Because if that person, for example, maybe that lady is someone that has a terrible character, that character will get worse during marriage. If he is a cheat or a bitter or a violent person, a woman beater, he would be worse in marriage. If he used to slap you when you were dating, in marriage he will pound you. So in conclusion, if you are not okay with that trait, just have it at the back of your mind that it would hardly go away. They wouldn't change. So ask yourself, can you deal with this long term? Secondly, my second advice, this one is to my ladies. Ladies, girls, bells, hold your ear. Never ever love a man more than he loves you. The day you as a woman loves a man more, madly, deeply, crazy, stupidly, dangerously in love with a man more than he is with you, that is the day you have taken a shovel and taken the first dig of your grave. And I mean that figuratively, but sometimes it even translates literally.
Do you know how much she loves you?
I think I do. I think I feel it.
Like, I'm serious. Like, do you know how?
I feel it.
Like, she would burn herself to keep you warm.
It's scary sometimes. Like,
yeah, like the psycho. It's crazy.
She's always shown how much she loves me. I think she even shows it more than I do. Like,
yeah.
The day you as a woman choose to love a man so much more than that man loves you is the day that you have set up yourself for a life of woes and tears. Nobody talk am. Na me talk am. Na me, neze peperempe, talk am. Yes, arrest me. Come closer. Let me tell you something. Listen. The two basic needs of a man is 1, respect, and 2, physical affection. Physical affection, I don't mean love. I didn't say emotional affection. I said physical affection, intimacy. While the 2 primary needs of a woman in a relationship is 1, love, emotional affection, care, connection, that kind of love, and 2, stability / security. And that is why a man can never be satisfied with the love from a woman that disrespects him, but a woman can feel loved by a man that constantly disrespects her. Oh my God, did you hear me? A man, no matter how much you love a man, if you keep disrespecting that man, he can never be okay, because your love is not paramount to him. But a woman can feel that a man that disrespects her still loves her. What is important for her is love, care, even when he's falling your hand in the process. In this case, for example, TUFACE has constantly embarrassed and disrespected this woman in public. Disrespect does not only mean when somebody say you are mad, you are stupid, wakashege, your papa, Shige Banza. No, 5 love kids before her very eyes. I was watching this show, this young famous Guinea show. It's just a clip of it on social media, and I saw this part where he was saying, I said, I can fuck! I can fuck! I was like, right there before his wife.
Men are wired like that. A man would love a woman to hell.
100%.
Or maybe he's somewhere.
Yeah.
His dick will just decide something.
No, he's mine, not his dick. It's not his own entity.
Okay, how will you look at it? Yeah. He will fuck.
Even if he's married.
But he
and he's
will not
committed.
even give a fuck about that person. He just wants to
So is that us? Yeah, are you talking about generally or you're talking about yourself? That's what
Is this what you believe or you're talking about gender?
It's what I believe.
Or is that you or is that belief?
But somehow Annie still felt that he loves her, and she was okay with that love, despite the amount and degree of disrespect that he perpetrated on her. Some women, their men will beat them, shiggy, embarrass them before their friends. They can be in an eatery. You can go there and embarrass her, pull her wig, and say, did I tell you to come out? Why are you here without my permission? Embarrass her, disrespect her. But she can still feel like that man loves her, and she will stay there. She can even interpret that disrespect as love. He beats me because he loves me. He's jealous and possessive, controlling because he loves me. Or you possess a man now and see whether he will see it as you love him, or embarrass a man. Have 5 children for another man and still go and cook for your man, lay his bed, do him mushi, buy him things and show him love, and see whether that love will be able to cover for that disrespect. No, our needs are different. For a man, keep your love if it will come at the expense of respect. So a woman giving a man too much love at her own expense is giving that man what he does not have primary need for. And I'm not saying that you should hate or despise your partner. What I'm saying is that it is better when the man loves the woman more. When you love more as a woman, there are every chances that you might regret it, because you will be on the losing end. You'll be the one begging all the time. You'll be the one crying all the time. You're already the more emotional one. The only way the man can match up that your over emotionality as a woman is when he now overloves you. Even the Bible said, wives, submit to your husbands. I know that word submit seems very heavy. It seems like a master servant thing, submit, like slavery era. But no, what the Bible is actually trying to depict more is respect your husband. Show him respect, accord him respect. And on the other flip of the coin, it said, husbands, love your wife. So even the Bible takes cognizance of the fact that the man's primary need, if you want to win a man's heart in that marriage, is more of respect than love. But for the woman, it's more of love. She will place more value on love. So the Bible even knows that the best way to make the marriage work is when the man is giving more of love and the woman is giving more of respect, not the other way around. I've not come across any part of the Bible where the Bible says, wives, love your husband. And again, I'm not saying that wives shouldn't love their husbands, but you get my point. Let's bring this closer to home as Africans. Let me relate this to our society. You know, I love to break things down. In our society as Africans, there are many pulleys and levers that would keep a woman from misbehaving in her marriage without the husband even. There are many things already, societal, visible and invisible things, holding a woman down and making her to have sense in her marriage. There are the domestic commitments which come from the natural and biological anatomy and formation of a woman. Hallelujah, somebody. A man can get up and go. A woman cannot get up and just go. What I mean by that is, for example, you're having a misunderstanding with your husband. A man can pick up his car keys at 10 p.m. and drive out. It's wrong, but it's not an abomination that we'll call the village elders. He can drive out. You now, as the mother, where are you going to? Maybe you are a nursing mother. You have baby's food right in front of you. You want to carry baby's food to club. So if Chukun also starts crying in the night, who will feed him? Whose responsibility is it to ensure that the children are okay? If we want to tell ourselves the truth, even though men that even contribute, whose core job function is it to ensure that the children are fine? So you cannot just get up and move. That one is already holding you down as a woman. We have societal expectations holding a woman down to behave herself in marriage. That love does not even need to play a factor. Love is not holding you down here. I'm listing other things that can make a woman to behave herself in a marriage. Societal expectations. Again, let me give that example. If my husband and I are having a misunderstanding and he chooses to stay out late, after work he goes to a bar to drink, and he's putting on his wedding band and he's sipping gin and juice at the bar with the wedding band at 2 a.m., nobody will see him and say, Tufiakwa, what is this man doing here? But if me now, as a married woman, leave this house and wear my bomb short and crop top and go and sit down in front of bar alone with wedding ring, drinking alcohol, people will be like, this woman is crazy. This is an irresponsible human being. So there is already the societal expectation that will keep me to stay in that marriage and behave myself and stay back and make the marriage work. If that marriage breaks, the woman will take more of the shame and the blame. If that marriage breaks, the woman will find it more difficult to move on than the man. I'm telling you fact. I'm not telling you that, oh, it's good or it's not bad. I'm telling you the truth. In the next 3 months, the man can be married again, even if he's a beast. But the woman can be the best woman in the world and she has not found a suitable, sensible human being that wants to be married to her and have 4 children in the next 5 years. So these are the many conditions that would keep the woman calm. But for the man, the only thing keeping the typical African man down is his resolve to. He chooses to be a responsible human being and his love for you. He can do and undo. Sadly so. If you cheat, you go. If he cheats you, you can go. If you don't want, you go. So what is making the man have sense and choose to be responsible? It is that love that he has for you. He doesn't want to hurt you. He doesn't want to break your heart. Not because the elders will flog him 36. The expectations for men are low already. So how can you be in such a situation where when it comes to marriage, life is already scoring you 5-0. Then you now go and overlove again more than the man loves you. The odds are already not in your favor, are already against you. So as a young girl, if you have 2 men coming for your hand in marriage and you love one of them more and the other one loves you more, my dear sister, go for the one that loves you more. Marriage mathematics. If that man treats you right like a queen and showers you with plenty of care, there is a higher chance that at the end of the day you will still love him. Provides for you, fulfills these needs I spoke about: security and stability, care, gifts, protection. You will like that person too. I'm not saying that you marry someone that you despise, so I'm saying that if there's an option, pick the guy that loves you more. Let his love be that thing that will check him. With all these things checking you, if you add more, you are finished. Thirdly, my third point. In law, there is a Latin maxim that goes, nemo dat quod non habet. It means you cannot give what you do not have. And that is why maybe in the law, in property law or law of contract, when someone tries to pass a defective title, for example, you do not have rights to convey interest in a property. In other words, let me not bamboozle you. In other words, you do not have a right to sell a property. You do not have a right to convey the interest in that property to someone else, and you sell that property. The courts will deem it that that sale never existed. Why? Because you cannot give what you do not have. You never had rights of interest in the title, in the property, so how can you now pass title when you never had it? You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If I have a cup now, I cannot give you water. When the cup I'm holding is empty, there has to be a source. So when you do not love yourself as a person, how can you really, truly love somebody? You might think it's love. You will only be able to give skewed versions of love, like obsession, like possession, like control, mental love, because you do not even know what love is. You do not love yourself. So how can you love another? If you do not have a great relationship with yourself, how can you have a great relationship with another person? Have you ever been in a relationship with someone that does not trust themselves? They never trust you. They're always suspicious of you. Even when you tell them the truth, because they themselves are liars, they don't trust themselves. They will be doubting your own truths. They'll always be suspicious of you because they don't trust themselves. So how can they trust another human being? If you do not respect yourself, if you do not have respect for yourself, you will not be able to respect another person. It always starts with us. The basis, the foundation of every and any relationship that you would have with another person will first start with the relationship that you have with yourself. You are the sample. You are the blueprint. So ladies and gentlemen, please love yourselves thoroughly. Because when you love yourself, you have a very high opinion about yourself. You would see yourself as precious, as gold, as a catch, not as someone that somebody is doing a favor to be with. And there are certain ways that you will not permit yourself to be treated. Why? because you know that you deserve better. But when you don't love yourself enough, when you think lowly of yourself, you will accept anything, you will tolerate anything. You will feel like, where will I even find somebody else to date me? Let me better stay here with this one that accepted me. You will attract narcissists and abusers. Life is all about energies. The energy you are giving and the one that you are receiving. When you put out that energy, you will attract people like that need people like you. Because these abusers and narcissists, they select their victims. They know people who their antics work on better. They choose vulnerable, deflated people with struggling self-esteem, low self-worth, because they are an easy tool. They know that an aware person with a healthy sense of self-worth will resist them, will not be easy to penetrate, will not be an ideal match. And so their energies will repel, they won't come close. The Bible said, love your neighbors as yourself. Sorry, I bring in the Bible sometimes. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Our holy book as Christians say what? Love your neighbors as yourself. That means the Bible knows that before you be able to love your neighbor, you need to love yourself. The Bible didn't say love your neighbor more than you love yourself. And by loving yourself, I do not mean being proud or pompous or feeling like you're better than every other person, anyone else. No, it has nothing to do with looking down on others. It's about self-purpose, self-discovery, knowing who you are and knowing what you want and knowing how you want to be treated and knowing who deserves you. And lastly, my last point, I just need you to understand that that man will hate the monster that he created and he will leave it. He will leave you for being that monster that he made you to be, and vice versa. If you have opposite gender, just be reversing the gender. Where I say his, you say has. Thank you. You know, emotional abuse is an incident, or let me say a series of incidences that is capable of leaving an injury or an illness on someone. Just as a physical abuse is capable of leaving a wound, a scar, a mark on someone's body, emotional abuse also can cause injury. If you do not know already, infidelity is emotional abuse. And most times, emotional wounds are far more damaging than physical injuries. A physical injury can heal, new skin can form, but a new mind, mental injury, the mind cannot heal that way. A new mind is not just automatically reborn. The mind is so deep and complex, and when the mind is broken, it is almost impossible to mend it back completely. Evaluating emotional stress or injury is hard. It cannot be quantified. The psychiatrist or psychologist can only guess or, give an estimate, but it cannot be quantified. It cannot be addressed as well as physical injuries. It cannot be perfectly assessed. And the worst part of it is that with the physical injury, people can see that you are not feeling fine. They can see that you are hurting. So they will empathize with you. They would understand that somebody did something to you because they can see the effect of what that person did. But mental wound, people would think you are crazy because they can't see anything. You're all made up, you're wearing the best hair, you are driving an SUV, you are living in a big house. What are you talking about? You can't explain it. They will see you as ungrateful. They will see you as exaggerating. They will see you as impatient and intolerant. The extent of your wound cannot be seen or measured. Yet you are hurting so bad. Do you know how frustrating that is? That's why when it comes to physical wounds, how many people have you seen that fell down and had a wound and went to kill themselves, or they broke a limb and went to commit suicide? No, but we see that with psychological and emotional situations. It is far more damaging and far more dangerous, and it eats into your soul. So anybody and anything that has the propensity to put you in this state, don't go down there. When you are in a long-term relationship with a person who has serially cheated on you, repetitively embarrassed you with infidelity and humiliated you, made your enemies laugh at you, it takes its toll. It messes up the mind. You question your self-worth. You feel ashamed. You are not the one that did it, yet you are the one that feels ashamed. You feel ugly. You're hysterical. You blame yourself. You second guess your looks. You're like, look at me, maybe my nose, maybe why did he cheat? Why didn't he cheat? Maybe it's me. And then you are suspicious, and then you're crazy. Insomnia sets in, you can't sleep well. You're having panic attacks. You don't know what's next. You don't know when the next public scandal is going to break or which woman is pregnant for him. Heart palpitations, and then anger sets in. Raging anger, fury. You love that person but you hate him. You slip into depression, then violent behavior starts. Irrational thinking and behavior. Outbursts. You then metamorphose into a raving mad black woman. And there you may be thinking that the person that put you through all of those things will be sympathetic towards you, will be patient with you, will be loyal to the monster that he or she created. No. They would hate you for what you have become. He will despise you and he will discard you. Come on, a few stories ago we discussed Bimbo and IVD. You saw what became of her and you saw her husband's reaction. Sometimes it is not even the fault of the monster creator, because believe me, living with a raving, stark mad, depressed person, mentally ill person is not easy. If someone is physically ill, you might sympathize, or the person has cancer, you expect that the person will not be in a position to do this or do that. But when someone is mentally ill, you cannot rationalize their behavior, their outbursts, their violence. Look at TUFACE himself. He is also looking stressed to hell. He's also looking depressed. When I saw that video, I was like, wow. He was looking so unkempt and distressed. Someone that does not talk before. If you know that man, you will know that that man does not talk. He's not a confrontational person. He doesn't like trouble. He doesn't get angry. He is extremely down to earth. Like, it's annoying when someone is so down to earth that even when he's supposed to react, he will not react. He's that kind of person. So for TUFACE to come out and make that announcement, he's almost dying too. Whatever it is has gotten to his throat. It's like, anything will won't happen, make it happen. I don't tire. So he too may be a victim of violence from Annie. I'm not saying that happened. Please don't quote me. I'm saying if I hear today that Annie was violent towards him, or Annie broke things, or Annie hit him, or Annie wounded him, I will not doubt it. So he too may have become a victim of his own victim. And when the man is in a place where he is so stressed, no peace, always outbursts, fights, screams, remember that she is now toxic. That person will now become toxic. And it will be affecting the life, the peace, the health, and the sanity of that person that made them toxic. And no human being wants to be walking on urge. No human being wants to be uncomfortable or unhappy all the time. No human beings want to be walking on eggshells. No human being wants to live with a crazy cycle, even if they're the ones that created that cycle. Both parties will get drained and worn out. A mess. And he would want an escape. He wouldn't say, hey, let me just stay, I'm the one that caused it. No. Self-preservation would kick in. He would think of himself first. And he would not want you anymore. He would hate you. He would hate the monster that he created. And it will now become a lose-lose for you. You will lose yourself and you will still lose that person. Don't self-destruct. Don't let somebody emotionally, psychologically, and mentally torture you so bad that you now become a beast. That person would hate that beast that you are, and he would still dump you. Everybody has what they can put up with, what they can cope with, what they can manage, what they can tolerate. Everybody has their deal breakers. What can break A might not break B. Be sensitive to yours and do what's best for you. So guys, yes, I have shared my thoughts on this subject in idioms, in Ilu proverbs, African proverbs. Please drop down in the comments section what your thoughts are. Which of my points are you in agreement with, and which of them are you like, no, I do not agree? State yours down in the comments section. For my men, my Agune Chambers, my Odogus Karaka, tell me the truth from the depth of your hearts. Do you believe that you as a man should love your wife more, or your woman more? Or do you believe that the woman should love more? Or do you believe that everybody should love equally? People cannot love equally because love cannot be measured on a scale, right? Just drop your thoughts on every point that I have raised in this video. Let us discuss. Alright, so guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you are seeing me for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. Don't forget to join us on our other channel, Africa Folktale with Neze, where we have plenty of Africa folklore and history for your entertainment and amusement. I'll catch you on there. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.